You guys, every single problem, every single circumstance, every single just small event that's going on in your life happens for a reason. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala written everything that was going to happen. Everything that you're experiencing right now has been written more than 50,000 years ago. Everything was already written before you were even born, before your grandparents were even born. So don't stress about anything right now. Don't stress about, oh my God, but why would God send me this person even though they're fake? Why would God give me such a bad score when he knew this was the career that I wanted? He knew this was the score I wanted. He knew I studied. Battle of Uhud, right? The Muslims ended up losing so many of their people, and it was one of the worst defeats in Islamic history, right? Why would Allah put them through that? Now, I'm giving you an example right now related to Islam. In Surah Ali Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says we alternate between the days of victory and defeat to distinguish who among you are the true believers, to reveal who the true believers are. So that should tell you that bad days, Allah tests you the most. In the same surah, he even says, do you expect to go to heaven if you haven't suffered? Like, that's literally what he says. If you haven't suffered, do you really expect to go to heaven? If you don't sacrifice anything, how can you expect to go to heaven? If you don't sacrifice anything in this dunya, how can you expect to move on? It's like there's trial and error, trial and error. You can't just be stuck at error, you know? You have to move on. Allah is the best of planners, so don't doubt the time that he decides to let something happen to you. For you to see a sign, don't doubt it. If you're going through a tough time right now, wallahi, you're gonna get over it. Wallahi, you're gonna get over it. Allah does not test a soul or burden a soul more than they can bear. It's impossible. Allah knows how much you can bear. Allah knows how much you can take, and He wants to push you. He wants to push you because He wants you at the highest level of Jannah that you can be. So if you feel like things aren't going right in your life, or you're like, oh, I feel like I'm going so off track, like this wasn't supposed to happen. Everything was supposed to happen. Everything is happening for a reason. Everything was written 50,000 years ago. Everything that you're doing right now, you watching this video, was written 50,000 years ago. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything that you're going to do. He knows everything that you've done, that you're going to do, that you're doing right now. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing happens unless it's by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the next time you're dealing with these bad situations, or you're just in a bad situation right now, just tell yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what I'm going through. He's really putting me through this test to see how I would react, how I would act, right? How am I going to move forward from this situation? Everything happens for a reason. I cannot stress this enough. Everything happens for a reason. This world means nothing when you're looking at eternity in hell or heaven. Eternity means never ending, right? What's 60, 70, 80 years if you're lucky, right? In this earth means nothing. Just know that Allah is the best of planners. When you're close to Him, He's close to you. And when you keep that in mind, and when you remember that, wallahi, everything in this world is so easy. Every single problem is just so easy to solve, right? Nothing is too complicated.